The hard drive clicked once, then started dumping video files onto my desktop. There were hundreds of them. Every file was labeled the same way: kitchen_cam_01, then a date. Years of dates. I scrubbed through one at random. A kitchen, fixed camera angle from the top corner near the ceiling, cheap suburban house, oak cabinets, refrigerator covered in school papers and magnets. Nothing unusual. A woman made coffee, 2 kids ate cereal. A man in work clothes walked through frame and grabbed his keys. That was it. I almost deleted the whole thing. All of it. I bought abandoned storage units sometimes, old electronics too, camcorders, burned DVDs, dead laptops. Most of it was junk. Occasionally there was something worth uploading, weird family recordings, arguments, sleepwalking clips, stuff people watch because it felt real. I'd put some of it on YouTube. I'd watch others myself. I'd take the hardware and refurb it and sell it for some side cash. This drive had nearly 6 years of footage from one camera. No audio, just that kitchen. I skipped ahead. Christmas decorations appeared. Kids got older. The microwave changed. Different dog bowls, a new refrigerator. Hours and hours and hours of normal life. But around year 3, something changed. I noticed it because the mother stopped entering the kitchen alone. At first, it seemed accidental, but then it kept happening. If she came in at night, one of the kids followed her. If she cooked dinner, the husband stayed nearby, pretending to look through mail. Nobody lingered anymore. They moved through the room fast, like crossing an open street. I started watching closer. There were tiny things at first. The father checking the dark hallway off camera before entering. The older son freezing in the doorway like he heard something. The mother pulling him through quickly by the wrist. One night at around 2 a.m., the camera caught all 4 of them standing in the kitchen together. Nobody moved. They were staring towards something off camera to the left, the hallway. The father slowly shook his head. The younger daughter started crying. The mother covered her mouth immediately and dragged her out of frame. The father stayed there another full minute staring into the hallway before backing away without turning around. I replayed that 3 times. Still no audio, no explanation. The next files got worse. Chairs started appearing against the back door. Not casually either, stacked. 2 chairs jammed beneath the knob, sometimes 3. One night the refrigerator had been shoved halfway across the kitchen floor. I thought maybe break-ins, maybe somebody was trying to get into the house. But then why were all of them afraid of the hallway inside of the house? I kept watching. The family started sleeping in shifts. You could tell from the timestamps. At almost any hour, somebody was awake in the kitchen, watching that same dark hallway off camera. Sometimes they just stood there holding phones, sometimes knives. The older son started carrying a baseball bat everywhere for a while. Then came the first thing that I couldn't explain. The timestamp said 4:13 a.m. The kitchen was empty. Nothing moved for nearly 20 minutes. Then the hallway light switched off. Not flickering, not burned out. It just clicked off. A few seconds later, the father ran into frame so fast that he slipped. He looked terrified. He shoved a chair under the back door handle and then another against the pantry door for some reason. Then he looked directly up at the camera. Not at it, but past it. Like something behind it had moved. He stood there breathing hard for almost 30 seconds before slowly backing out of frame again. He never took his eyes off whatever he saw. I remember pausing the video there because his face looked wrong. Not scared, but cornered, like somebody trying not to provoke an animal. After that, the family stopped eating together. The kitchen became a transit point. Fast movements, quick glances. Nobody stayed longer than necessary. The daughter started sleeping at the table sometimes, wrapped in blankets. The mother beside her holding a flashlight. Then one day, the older son disappeared. No build-up, he was just suddenly gone. The mother looked hollow. The father stopped shaving. The younger daughter wouldn't enter the kitchen unless somebody held her hand. And every night around the same time, all three of them would stand near the hallway, staring into the darkness off camera, like they were waiting. One clip bothered me more than the rest. The father walked into frame carrying a cardboard box. He set it gently on the kitchen floor near the hallway entrance, and then backed away. The mother grabbed the daughter and pulled her against the far wall. All three of them stood completely still, just staring at the box. Minutes passed and nothing happened, and then the kitchen light flickered. The father flinched hard enough to stumble backward, and then the box was gone. Not dragged, not kicked. Literally gone between frames. I thought maybe it was corrupted footage, a compression glitch, something. Except the father immediately started crying, like full body shaking. The mother slid down the cabinets like her legs stopped working. The daughter kept staring into the hallway. I scrubbed backwards, frame by frame, for almost an hour. The box never moved. It existed in one frame, and was gone in the next. After that, more objects appeared near the hallway. A backpack, a watch, a folded sweatshirt. I think I saw the baseball bat once. It was the son's things. Almost like offerings, that's what it looked like. Like they were leaving items for something or someone, trying to keep someone calm. I stopped sleeping well around then. I watched too much of it too fast. Entire nights of my life disappeared while I sat at my desk replaying clips. I started noticing more details. I never saw them call the police or anyone, but a single clip showed two uniformed officers standing in the kitchen for almost 20 minutes, staring toward the hallway while the father talked to them. They left before sunset. They never appeared again. There was never a repairman. No relatives visited anymore. The windows eventually got covered. Bed sheets nailed over them. One morning, two packed suitcases appeared beside the kitchen table. For 3 days, they stayed there. Then one night, they were gone. By morning, they were back in the exact same spot, unopened. And then one afternoon, the mother entered the kitchen holding a handwritten sign. She lifted it toward the camera. It said, "Please." That was it. Not help us, not call the police, just please. She was crying. Behind her, the father was staring into the hallway again. Suddenly, both of them froze. The mother lowered the sign immediately. The father stepped back slowly. Then both of them left the frame. The kitchen then stayed empty for 6 hours. I should have stopped there, but it all got the better of me. I became obsessed with finding the house. I started pausing frames, looking for clues, mail on the counter, school logos, grocery bags, anything. There was nothing useful, no visible addresses, no city names. The timestamps were wrong too. Different years skipped randomly like the system clock had been reset over and over. I posted still images online asking if anybody recognized the kitchen layout. There were no answers. One guy claimed the cabinets looked common in Ohio or in other subdivisions, but that was it. Then I found the final month of footage. By then, only the father and daughter were left. The mother was also gone. No explanation, just gone. The father barely slept anymore. He spent most of the footage sitting at the kitchen table, staring toward the hallway with a handgun in front of him. The daughter stayed close enough, consistently. Then came the last clip. It was 23 minutes long. The father walks into frame carrying another box, smaller this time. He places it near the hallway. Then he kneels beside his daughter and hugs her. She's crying hard enough, you can tell, even without the sound. He points toward the back door, and then toward the hallway, almost like he's giving her instructions. He leaves the box there and backs away slowly. The kitchen light flickers. The daughter runs for the back door immediately. The father grabs the chairs blocking it and shoves them aside so fast that one breaks. Then both of them freeze. They're staring at something off camera. The father slowly pushes his daughter behind him, and then he steps toward the hallway. One step, another, and then disappears out of frame. The daughter waits there alone for almost 4 minutes. She never looks away from the hallway. Then she suddenly bolts for the back door and runs outside. The door stays open, empty kitchen, lights flickering every few seconds. At the very end of the clip, something changes near the hallway entrance. Not a figure, not movement, just darkness. Like the camera suddenly can't process that part of the room anymore. The footage cuts out 3 seconds later. That's it. No more files after that. The end of it. That should have been the end of it. Except 2 nights later, while going through the drive again, I found a folder I didn't remember opening before. 1 image file. No video, no timestamp, no label. I clicked it, expecting a data file or corruption. Instead, the same kitchen appeared. Same camera angle, same empty room. At first I thought it was just another still frame pulled from the footage. But then I noticed the refrigerator magnets were gone, and there was a different table and a different paint color. The cabinets had been replaced. The hallway was still there, but everything else had changed around it.